Hello everybody and welcome to our training module related to the benefits of using standards and participating actively in standardization activities. So to start this training, we are going to present you the major characteristics of standards. So first of all, you can say that standards are reference documents which provide solutions to technical and commercial problems of products, goods or services aimed at satisfying industries and customers all around the world. Another characteristic of standards is the continuous and repetitive application of these documents between economic, social, technical and research actors. So this continuous application of standards also facilitates the communication between the different parties as it represents a common language. One of the most important characteristics of standards is that they are based on consensus. So standards are developed in cooperation with all parties with an interest in participating in the development or use of the standard. And in order to achieve consensus, all views and objections must be considered and a demonstrated effort must be made towards resolution. And of course, another essential characteristic of standards are their voluntary application. Standardization relies on voluntary application by all market players, unlike regulations that are mandatory. So de facto, the application of standards is voluntary, but by different means the application can of course be made mandatory by, for example, making reference to this type of document in the legislation. Now we are going to focus on the benefits related to the usage of standards. First of all, standards facilitate trade by allowing a codification of knowledge and by defining a common language between different economic actors. They also promote transparency and fairness, which allows to establish trust between partners and reassure customers about the quality, compatibility and performance of products and services. Standards are also a source of competitiveness as they reflect the state of the art and promote the diffusion of innovation and enable the development of new markets while benefiting from widely recognized references by all stakeholders. And they also assure quality and safety because standards guarantee a certain level of quality of products and services over time and regardless of the geographical area and allow to manage the safety and risks of products and services. So what are the advantages of an active participation in the standardization process? As a national delegate in standardization, you will have a privileged access to draft standards. This access allows you a live monitoring and analysis of the development of standardization process. So with this information, you will be able to anticipate future market rules and best practices before your competitors, which are not actively involved in the standardization process. You will also have the opportunity to make comments and vote for Luxembourg in order to defend the specific interests of your business and spread and promote your innovations. So the active involvement will also allow you to evaluate your know-how as good practices, which can be taken into consideration in the standards development process in order to serve as a reference in your sector of activity. And last but not least, we'll of course be part of a network of experts who are active in the same sector as you are. You can learn about your competitors and their position during standardization meetings and even collaborate with them in order to defend common interests. Beside of that, you can even enhance your organization and your skills at national, European and international level in terms of competitiveness. So now, as you're well aware of the benefits of an active participation in the standards development process, we will now explain you how to become a national delegate in standardization. So who can already participate? So every interested national actor with a certain expertise in the domain which is treated by the technical committee, subcommittee or working group you want to be registered in can become a national delegate. Relating the cost of a participation, in Luxembourg, the participation is completely free of charge, which is not always the case in other countries. So what is the procedure to be respected in order to become a national delegate? So you can apply to become a delegate in standardization by simply completing our form, which is the ILNAS OLN F001A for an initial registration, or the form ILNAS OLN F001B, which is for delegate who is already registered but wants to have an additional registration. Upon receipt of the duly completed and signed registration form, your request will be submitted to the Standardization Management Committee for approval. And as soon as your application has been formally approved by this committee, you will be informed and get access to the collaborative platform of the concerned standardization organization. And this access will allow you to get actively involved by being able to consult the working documents, to cast votes, as well as to participate in technical committee meetings. Thank you for your attention.